5 Azerbaijani sailors killed in a drone attack on cargo ships in the Sea of Azov. They were carrying grain. Hours later, a naval drone exploded inside Romania's largest port. Romania is a NATO member. The Black Sea is no longer just Ukraine's problem. The war is drifting, and it's washing up on Allied shores. Two separate incidents across the Black Sea region have heightened security concerns after at least 5 Azerbaijani nationals were killed in a drone attack on cargo ships in the Sea of Azov, and a naval drone exploded inside Romania's largest port. According to Azerbaijan's foreign ministry, 2 foreign cargo vessels carrying Azerbaijani crew members came under drone attack overnight in the Sea of Azov. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Aykan Hajizada said the vessels were not Azerbaijani state-owned, but carried a total of 25 Azerbaijani citizens on board.
As a result of the attack, relevant information was received from the Russian side that a total of 5 of our citizens were killed and 3 were injured. The injured were hospitalized in the Yeisk City Hospital.
The ministry said that Azerbaijani diplomatic and consular officials were coordinating with Russian authorities and other relevant agencies.
Several employees of our embassy in Russia have left for the scene. The condition of our citizens, their repatriation to the country, and the provision of necessary consular support are kept in focus. We express our deepest condolences to the families and relatives of those who died and wish a speedy recovery to those injured.
According to maritime rescue data cited by Azerbaijani media, the vessels Natra and Zircon were sailing from Turkey to load grain in Rostov-on-Don when they were attacked by unmanned aerial vehicles in the Taganrog Bay area of the Sea of Azov. Meanwhile, in Romania, authorities are dealing with another security incident after a maritime drone exploded inside the port of Constanța on June 5th. Romanian officials said the device resembled naval drones used in the war in Ukraine and was discovered before detonating near an oil terminal. Deputy Interior Minister Raed Arafat outlined the sequence of events.
So, as you are aware, today an explosion of a maritime drone took place. The explosion occurred at 10:28 a.m. at berth 78 from Constanța port. In the morning, at around 6 o'clock, a report was made by ARSVOM that there was a drone in the port and the area was restricted.
Authorities had already evacuated the area before the explosion took place.
Relevant authorities isolated the area, and when it was determined that the drone could explode, the immediate vicinity of the drone was evacuated. At this moment, up to this point, we have no information regarding casualties. However, the situation is dynamic, and any further information will be communicated. Once the explosion occurred, the Red Intervention Plan was activated.
Romanian President Nicolae said he was briefed while traveling to the EU Western Balkans summit.
On my way to Montenegro, I was informed about the explosion of a maritime drone in the port of Constanța. Law enforcement agencies and security structures acted promptly and evacuated the area as a precaution before the explosion, and so far there are no indications of any casualties. The priority was and remains the protection of human life and the security of port infrastructure.
Dan also said investigators are examining how the drone reached the port and whether additional risks remain. The explosion came just days after a drone crash in the Romanian city of Galați near the Ukrainian border, underscoring growing concerns about the spillover risks of the war around the Black Sea and NATO's eastern flank. A Russian drone strike has now crossed directly into NATO territory, raising fresh fears that the war in Ukraine could spill even further across Europe. Overnight, a drone crashed into a residential building in Romania, injuring civilians and triggering an emergency response from both Bucharest and the NATO alliance. The incident took place in the Romanian city of Galați, close to the border with Ukraine, during a large-scale Russian aerial attack overnight. According to Romania's defense ministry, the drone was tracked by radar after entering Romanian airspace before crashing into the roof of an apartment building and sparking a fire. Romanian authorities immediately scrambled 2 F-16 fighter jets along with a military helicopter authorized to engage airborne threats. The strike has triggered a sharp international reaction. Romania's government has now convened an emergency national security meeting, while the Romanian Foreign Ministry summoned Russia's ambassador over the incident. NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte warned that the alliance stands fully prepared to defend its territory following the incident. After speaking with Romanian President Nicolae, Rutte posted on social media,
"I just spoke with President of Romania about the Russian drone that hit a residential building in Galați. I assured him of NATO's absolute solidarity with Romania and expressed sympathy for those injured in the incident. I affirmed that NATO stands ready to defend every inch of Allied territory. We will continue to enhance our readiness to deter and defend against any threat, including from drones. Russia's reckless behavior is a danger to us all."
Dmitry Medvedev warned European leaders that drones would continue entering their countries and disrupting civilian life as long as Europe remained involved in the war against Russia. Medvedev said it was still unclear which country the drone involved in the latest incident belonged to, but accused Europe's impotent leaders of hypocrisy for expressing outrage while supporting Ukraine militarily.
"Let them get ready. This will continue to happen. There is a war going on, and citizens of EU states, as populations of countries participating in the conflict, will not be able to sleep peacefully."
He added that such incidents were especially likely in countries producing drones and military equipment for Ukraine.
European drones, spare parts and other weapons along with intelligence support are used in attacks against our country every day.
Meanwhile, Putin vehemently rejected the allegations, saying it was too early to say if the drone which crashed into the apartment block in Romania was Russian, and suggested it could have been a Ukrainian drone.
I don't even understand what you're talking about. Just before entering this hall, they told me, "Did you know that some kind of drone flew into Romania?" I said, "I don't know. What drone?" Ms. von der Leyen wasn't in Romania after all. She didn't examine the remains of this drone. No one can say where a particular aircraft originates from until it's examined. After all, we know that Ukrainian drones have flown into Finland, Poland, and elsewhere in the Baltic states. The initial reaction was exactly the same as now in Romania. "Help! The Russians are coming! The Russians are shooting!" Then, a short time later, it turned out that these had nothing to do with Russian aircraft, but rather that these drones were of Ukrainian origin. They had strayed off course, were affected by electronic warfare, or for some other reason, or because of imperfect technical specifications, they had flown there and crashed.
As Russia intensifies missile and drone attacks across Ukraine, the incident in Romania is now adding a dangerous new layer to an already volatile conflict, one that increasingly risks drawing NATO itself closer to direct confrontation.